Shala. You don't want no problems, my brothers, they stand around me on point like a dollar. Don't make the wrong move or face the repercussions. Just keep bluffing to give me a reason for me to flush it. My people lusting after the serpent, they heap of gouge. And wicked niggas just keep on sinning like we allowed to. 400 plus years of being in chains. They took the yoke up off our neck and put it straight on our brains. So what's changed? There's no new thing under the sun. They still slaughter us, die by the knee and scared of the gun. It's open season, murderers, killers for no reason. It's my people I love, I ain't fucking with no heathen. I don't wanna meddle, my niggas, we still oppressed. We just went from a pot to a kettle. One West rebel, pressure bust pipes or a blood vessel. You know the white man is the devil. This truth will never stop teaching. UPK soldiers in every region. Right now is the time and the season. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sun and no treason. One West until a nigga stop breathing. Kwam Yashala, we screaming. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sun, and we living through trauma under command of General YAHANNA. This army is stronger. We on the front line, ready to die for this truth. While the white man kissing our boots. And I don't never see none of you cowards when the work is getting started. Cause year of your father, the serpent in the garden, they plotting and scheming. We going through curses, fighting demons. Give a fuck about a flat earth when my people out here feeling pain and anguish. Because the gates thereof language scattered abroad. We was given another language, plus we living at the bottom. Supposed to be on top. When to stop, get killed by the hands of these wicked cops. Lacing our boots, ready for war. This is One West, and we are not affiliated. Nigga, fuck the rest. Me and my brother just want a ball. Shout out to I.S.U.P.K, and we some warlords. Learned that from YAHANNA. This truth will never stop teaching. UPK soldiers in every region. Right now is the time and the season. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sun and no treason. One West until a nigga stop breathing. Kwam Yashala, we screaming. No heathens, no heathens.
Now let me tell y'all something. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we the true Jews of the Bible. We gotta come together and stop fighting against each other, man. Instead of loving these heathens, we need to love each other. That's the only way we're gonna win this war against our enemies.
This truth will never stop teaching. UPK soldiers in every region. Right now is the time and the season. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sun and no treason.
You are now tuned in to the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA. We the watchmen over our people. You understand? We taking over every block, every radio station, every social media platform. Black Watch.
Still in the hood with the ops, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, Black Watch. UPK don't preach and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ops, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, Black Watch. UPK don't preach and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still UPK, still undefeated. Still One West, still keep the heat up, still in the streets, still on the block. My people need healing, priests and prophets, bring it out. Black Watch, the white man is the devil, drop dead and kick rocks. Blood of an Israelite, this for the 12 tribes. I'm a soldier, motherfucker, so I'm ready to block. Cause the line played with your life. Now who they talking about that UPK? Long beards and them niggas with them boots and braids. Raising up the children of Israel every goddamn day. Warfare, angry black men with rage. UPK, motherfucker. Still in the hood with the ops, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, Black Watch. UPK don't preach and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ops, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, Black Watch. UPK don't preach and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
Still in the hood, in the field, in the streets, still trying to wake our people up, even though they sleep. We the sheep being led astray by these wicked bastards. Whitey the devil push their agenda through these Christian pastors. throw us in the ghettos, we adapt to that. Fuck them 40 acres in the mule, they can have it back. UPK soldiers on the rise and we ain't having that. In the kingdom we gon' rule the earth, just imagine that. Fuck Obama, fuck Trump, and fuck Biden. The righteous and wicked forever colliding, it will not stop. And when we get the order, then we riding. When the warlords come outside, them devils hiding. Nigga, black watch.
Still in the hood with the ops, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ops, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
Young Billy.
Black watch. Hey, Shalom, Israel. It's the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York, on the Commander General YAHANNA. And this is Priest and Officer of 1,000 Habanan. This is the I.S.U.P.K Houston Wednesday Law class. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. If there's any questions online, go ahead and type your questions in the chat. That's on Facebook and YouTube. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat. We're gonna get to it. Let's see. I like to interact with my class. So any brother, I wanted you to ask your question that you had. Go ahead and ask it publicly. That way I can address it. Is there any more questions in the room? Any other questions? All right, go ahead and ask your question, young man Chris.
The Jewish people call themselves Ashkenazi. In the Bible, it says Ashkenazim, and they're from the line of Japhet. And we call them.
And you say hold on. You say in the Bible?
Yes.
They say that again.
Japhet.
No, you said the Ashkenaz. What'd you say? Ashkenaz.
Ashkenazi is they're under the name of their Ashkenazim.
Ashkenazim. Where is that in the Bible? You know the you don't know offhand?
I know, no, I don't know.
So this just okay. Well, okay. Finish your question. Go ahead.
And we call them Edomites.
Right.
And Edomites, they're from Esau, so they are from the line of Shem.
Right.
So they're two different lines.
Right. You talking about with Japhet?
Yes, Japhet is Shem and Japhet are brothers.
Right. So okay,
they're two different lines.
I got you. Yeah. So what the so-called Jewish man that we know today, we know them to be, that's Esau. You want the ones that's actually over there in Israel right now, claiming to be Jews. That's Esau. There's actually a couple of precepts. Give me I believe it's Revelation 2 and 9. I want to say it could be 2 and 9 or 3 and 9 or one of them. Just do 2 and 9 and see what that is. But you know, they claim that they're, you know, they're the real Jews of the Bible, but we know the real Jews are black people. You understand what I'm saying? And we know they're not. They're so-called Caucasian or whatever you want to call them. You understand what I'm saying? But they come from Edom. You understand? Which is the descendants of Esau. You understand? What you got? Read what you got. What's that? Revelation 2 and 9.
Con out of one con. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works, the tribulation and poverty.
Thy tribulation. Just take your time.
Thy tribulation. No, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
Okay, keep going.
But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So I know the blasphemy of them that which say they are Jews,
and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So literally, the Bible is calling them the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know, that's why we say the devil that the Bible speaks of. Literally, they're the synagogue of Satan. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that's talking about. Them that say they are Jews and are not. Only people on earth calling themselves Jews are those people. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But they're not. So that's why we know them to be, you know, the Edomites. That's just one precept. But we also know Esau to be the progenitor. We know Esau was Jacob's brother, right? Jacob's twin brother that came from Rebecca. You understand what I'm saying? Give me what's that, Genesis? I think Tazadok was also teaching on this too. Is it Genesis? Is it in chapter 2? Maybe 25 or something like that, where it talk about Esau and Jacob. Go find there were 2 nations in her womb. Look that up for me. Yeah, there were two nations in thy womb. Go ahead.
That I was saying that Japhet gave birth to a son, and then his son is Ashkenazi. So they're not directly from, you know, but
they come from the Japhet line still.
Yeah, to me it made sense. It made sense because even in Genesis, in
what makes sense,
that Japhet are the Ashkenazi, they're the so-called Jewish people. Because, well, to me it did. It says, God shall enlarge Japhet, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, which is in the Israelite tent, under the Israelite tent, and Canaan shall be his servant. Canaan would be in the Palestinians.
So you saying it makes sense that the clear Caucasian people that's over there in Israel are from the line of Japhet. That's what you're saying.
No, that's what makes sense to me. Yes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. And, but we know, okay, but how is that possible when we know that the so-called white man or the so-called Edomite, well, that not so-called Edomite, the Edomite, we know that they come from Esau. So how it can't be Esau and Japhet is 2 different, like you said. Esau came from Shem as well. Esau came from Isaac. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just not making sense. Now, the word Ashkenazi, I mean, you can play on words. Anybody can say, hey, I'm this or I'm that. But we know through research, through historical records and evidence, that the so-called white man, the so-called oppressor, comes from Esau. You understand? So-called Edomites. And we know that through extensive research, it's just no other way around it. I could understand where, you could probably see, hey, look, this prophecy seems like it fit this people. I could understand that. But because if that's the case, then look at all the prophecies that speak about the Edomites, and then look at those people and say, hey, well, this outweighs heavily more than just one little thing that you named about, them dwelling with Shem, or you know what I mean? Like what you just pulled out. I can't really paraphrase it, but you got to look at just even with, okay, I'll give you an example. Even with Israelites, even with Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you can't just name one thing that link us to that would link us according to biblical prophecy. That's just one thing, but we can name, we have to go through multiple things that link us, and we still got to look at the historical evidence. Right. We still got to look at, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like the curses. We can easily say, well, all the curses fit us, right? But then we could take that, and we can't just take that and say, hey, this is what make us, the Israelites. But we also got to look at historical records. We also got to look at, our artifacts. Like it's no secret that even like the Native American Indians to this day still have, in their culture, old symbolic artifacts that symbolize, our stuff, like the Dawada, or you know what I'm saying, like the Dawada. What's it's I'm trying to think of the damn name of it.
I believe also that some of the men, some of the white men that used to hang with the natives, they realized that the natives were singing to Yahweh. They were singing, and they were singing in Jewish. In Hebrew. Hebrew.
Right. Also, the fringes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they don't necessarily do it to the extent of how we did it in Israel, how we supposed to do it according to the Bible, but they know about them. They understand that that's part of our culture. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. They have it. They pretty much put fringes everywhere. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You get a Native Indian, they gonna have them fringes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But they don't necessarily use the border blue, and they don't necessarily always have it in the seams like where it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? But it's okay because they understand the culture, but they've been Americanized. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we don't understand our culture. You got some brothers putting fringes on the bottom of the t-shirt. You understand what I'm saying? It's no different. It's the same thing. They just don't have the knowledge. That's why the scriptures say my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? But back to the question, the original question, again, you have to look at the significant amount of evidence that would point, hey, this is this people. You understand what I'm saying? And when the 12 tribe chart was broken down back when, you know, the men above me way back, you know what I'm saying, the I.S.U.P.K, when I.S.U.P.K first started and stuff like that, when they first brought that 12 tribe chart out, they did hella work, you know what I'm saying, extensive work to be able to point out, hey, Judah is the so-called Negroes, Issachar is the so-called Mexican, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just they did it based on what they thought of, you know, they went through his, you know, the rundown, the whole thing, right? So yeah, that's how we know Esau is the so-called we know Esau is the so-called white man today. So those Jews, the ones that's over there that's claiming to be Jews that are not Jews, that's a so-called oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? And you can tell they're oppressor because on top of that, you know, what did it say? They the one what did it say? Esau is the beginning of the world, on the end of the world, and Jacob is what's the I'm paraphrasing. In Israel is the world that follow it or something like, huh? Yeah, y'all gotta pull it up for me. But it's basically when their world is over, when their reign is over, that means they have to be in rulership. If they have a reign over us right now, that means they have to be in rulership. We know that the so-called oppressor is in rulership. You understand what I'm saying? And the so-called Jewish man, they are Esau for one, which is the so-called oppressor, and we know that they own pretty much. They like the top 1% of the world. Like they own everything. Everybody, even rappers know the Jewish people own everything and have all the money. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Your cards up. Excuse me. You talking about the beginning of the? Yeah, I believe so. Oh, that's all good. Take your time. But yeah, so we know that the so-called Jewish man is in the top 1% of, you know, they in charge of the banks. They're in charge of all of that. You know, it's not hard to do the research and find out like the Rothschilds and you know, all the Federal Reserve, who runs this stuff, who owns this stuff. They're Jewish people. You understand? It's not hard to figure it out. Let's see. Yaquina, Most High in Christ, we see you on YouTube. Angela, Guillermo, Most High in Christ, checking in from El Paso, checking in from California. Let me go on Facebook right quick. Yakubad, if you see any questions, let me know, Baba Gashaw. Did you find it?
Con out of one con.
Go ahead.
Con out of one con. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
See what I'm saying? That's why do you think it says for Esau is the end of the world? Because right now they're in rulership, but their rulership is going to come to an end. Their empire is going to fall. And when it do fall, Jacob is who is going to take over that, which are the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel. Obviously, we know Jacob's name was changed to Israel once he wrestled the angel. And so we are the Israelites. We are the children of Jacob. And so we're going to be in rulership once their empire falls. It's also the same. It's also the precept. What's another precept for that? When Esau and Jacob was born, it says the eldest shall serve the youngest. You understand what I'm saying? The eldest shall serve the youngest. Esau came out first. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to serve us in the end. So this is also the same prophecy. You see what I'm saying? You see how we could take all those things and it fit the so-called white man. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you know. That's how we put pieces together, along again with historical things, like where they come from, where what's their history, like all that Caucasus Mountains and everything. You put all that in perspective, then we know that the so-called Esau is the so-called white man.
Right.
All right, and we know, of course, we know those that's over there in Israel, they're the white man. You know what I'm saying? So that's Esau, not Japhet or whatever you want, or the son of Japhet. All right, is there any more questions you had? And to get more clarity on that, I would probably maybe Monday history class, because Officer Tazadak is a lot more, on history than I am. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot more more in depth and probably more skilled than I am as far as the history. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was considering waiting for him.
No, it's okay. You can ask the question whenever.
He's actually he just started the Mask of Edom. So
he did.
Explaining.
Okay. Well, ask it again.
I imagine
the
answer is going to come through. So I was
absolutely. No, it's nothing wrong with asking. You can ask your questions in any class. That's what I like. Don't be afraid to ask your questions in any class. Because one thing about us in the I.S.U.P.K is we're gonna, like, if it's something that we don't know, or I'm gonna teach you what I know. I can't teach you what I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? And if I'm not if I can't give you a full answer, I'll give you what I know. And then, of course, I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, well, ask this brother, or I can go ask that brother and get, answers. And then I can come back and answer your question. Like, there's no pride here. Like, we'll tell you, like, if I can't answer the question, I'll tell you straight up, like, hey, I don't know, because it's better to teach something. It's better to not teach something you don't know and water down the truth. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we don't do here in the I.S.U.P.K. I can't speak for these other places or, where they learn from, but here in the I.S.U.P.K, we teach what we've been taught and what we know, you understand, according to these scriptures. That way it never gets watered down. And that way we're also given accurate information. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So if there's no questions online, I don't see no questions on YouTube. I was checking Facebook, so none on Facebook. Okay, no sweat. Let me just get my. Okay, most high and credit. We've been taught and what we know. Y'all go ahead and share the class, and in that way we'll also those of y'all that's watching online, y'all go ahead and share the class on Facebook or all social media platforms. Go ahead and share the class. All right, so we finna get into the lesson now. For the past couple of weeks, I did still have some more precepts on women, but for time's sake, to just go ahead and speed it along, I think the sisters got the point. I kind of, been pointing out everything about the sisters for the past few weeks. I did miss last week, but prior to that, we've been talking about the sisters, and I think I pulled up enough precepts for sisters to understand where they need to be. You understand what I'm saying? And the things how they need to be and what they need to do in order to, be righteous women, be righteous daughters, be righteous wives. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So now it's time to talk about the brothers, because one thing about it is, without the men doing their part, the women are gonna be, it's everything. The whole nation is gonna be in chaos. The nation depends upon the man. You understand what I'm saying? Get me the flock of my pasture. Look that up for me real quick. Hey, shalom, Gerald Williams. Shalom, Lord Christ. Go ahead, give him the microphone.
I was curious to know, like, do a masculine woman, like, pretty much make a boy act feminine or grow up, like, more feminine, and a daughter, like, masculine?
So the question is, does a masculine woman kind of play a role in, you talking about like a child, if she's raising a child?
Yeah, like,
are we talking about in a single parent home?
Yes, kind.
Okay, does a masculine woman in a single parent house, a single masculine mother raising a child, whether a daughter or son, would that have an effect on the son being more feminine and the daughter being more masculine? Is that what you asking? Yeah, absolutely. Because things are already out of order when, for one, the father's not in the home. You understand? That's the first thing that's out of order. The man, like black men, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men are needed in their household, for one, because But with the man being in the household and him being in his true form, his true masculine alpha form, like being the head of the household, that's gonna balance everything out. Because guess what? If that man is an alpha and that man is leading and that man is in his true masculinity, that woman is not gonna be masculine. You understand what I'm saying? That woman is going to be in her femininity, and she's going to raise them children according. See, women are naturally nurturers and and they're the ones that comfort. They're the ones that, you know. Now they got some, you know, they need to step up on their discipline too. You know, don't get it twisted. Mama got to do some disciplining too, but she do her discipline based on the father's authority. So the father sets the tone. The father is the true disciplinarian in the home, and he sets the tone with his masculinity, his discipline, you understand what I'm saying, and his authority. And based on his authority, the mother can do what she do, right? So I'll give you an example. With my kids, I'll use my kids as an example. If I'm not in the house or something like that, or if I'm not around, all you know, the mother has to do is say, hey, I'm gonna tell your daddy. All right, don't worry about you. You want to act a fool? I'm gonna call your daddy. You understand what I'm saying? Because they already know I don't play that. I already set the tone. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So she can just play off my authority. She don't even have to whoop the kids. She can just play or discipline them or any like punish them. Well, she can punish them. She should punish them if she need to. But usually if she be like, I'm gonna call your daddy right now. You want to act a fool? Usually they'll straighten right up if the father is prominent in doing what he's supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? Right. If the father's in the home, usually the kids don't have no, like the kids are, let's say that you hear like the father's in there watching TV or whatever, and the kids are getting too loud. Hey, quiet it down enough. It's gonna be quiet as a mouse in there. You understand what I'm saying? Because the father is what sets the tone. The man is what sets the tone. You understand what I'm saying? So to definitively answer your question, absolutely. You know, the mother. Now, this doesn't mean a single mother can't raise children, right? Because we see it happening. But the chances of the child coming out to be, like you said, like the male being a little bit more effeminate than, you know, a normal son would be, and the daughter being a little bit more masculine, is because the mother being masculine don't know how to raise us. Like, you got to understand something. And this is not no knock on women. And you have to be careful when you say it, because you have to be seasoned, because women will take this very offensive. When you tell a woman, you know, a woman really can't raise a man, and that's the truth. You know, a woman really can't raise a man. She can do the best she can as far as raising her child, but she can't raise a boy to be a man, if that makes sense. She can only raise a boy to be what she know or what she think a man should be. You understand what I'm saying? And usually they don't really know they don't really understand what a man should be. And vice versa with the daughter just gonna take after her. You understand what I'm saying? So if the mom is masculine, the daughter is just gonna be masculine because that's what she see her mama doing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna add the fact that a lot of women don't even know what they want to eat. So
right, they don't even know what exactly. How they gonna know how to, you know, and you got a lot of emotions involved. And on top of that, even if they try to be hard on their son, you gotta understand children mimic what they see. And even though she may be acting masculine, she's still naturally a woman. So she's gonna have feminine traits, no matter how masculine she is. So he's gonna see those feminine traits. He's gonna see a woman. He's gonna know how women, like, not only do he see mom, he sees society. He see how other women act. He like, okay, that's how a woman walk. That's how a woman talk. This is how my mama raised me. He gonna start walking and talking like a woman. He gonna start having a limp wrist, and he gonna, like, it's just, it's that's where you get that. Those usually where you get effeminate men. When usually, I mean, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but in a house where a man is involved and he's masculine, and he's in his true masculinity, I've never seen a situation where the child just comes out effeminate. Now, okay, because there's home people may say, okay, well, you got so-called these gay people, gay men or whatever, come from, you know, I don't even know if I can even say that. We might get flagged. I don't even know if I can say, God damn. It's hard to, I don't even know what I can say. So like it, let's just say LGBT in the community, you know what I'm saying? Like these men in the LGBT community, they come from households with the father in the household. Usually the father is not prominent there though. He's there in and out, maybe in and out of jail, or like it's always something. It's not quite where the father is there all the time, consistently raising up a son that needs to be masculine. You know what I mean? So, you know, go ahead, young man Chris.
Sometimes the father is there and he is involved, but he's one of those meek men that are led by the woman.
Yeah, that's another
and
thing.
That's
and
the
I'm,
example. That's
right. Perfect. And I'm glad y'all asking these questions because that's gonna go into the lesson. You know, give me yes. Get that. Who had that? You got it?
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, verse 31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men.
You see that? And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men. That's the Lord saying that. You understand what I'm saying? Ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men. So it starts with the men. It starts with us. So we can't even begin to go out blaming the women or trying to correct our sisters when we can't even, we got to correct ourselves first. Right. We got to get right. You understand what I'm saying? This is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to be a protective blanket for our sisters. It's our responsibility to go out here and raise up this nation how it's supposed to be raised. It's the men's job. You understand what I'm saying? It all falls on us. Just like, you know, you go like Jordan. When Jordan lead his team and he lead his team to victory, he get all the praise. But guess what? If he lead his team to a loss, he get all the, you know, all the backlash that comes with that. Same thing with LeBron or anybody else, right? When you are the head and you are the leader, when things go right, you get praised for it. You know, you get rewarded for it. When things go bad, you get blamed for it, not the rest of the team. So we spearhead everything as men. So all the responsibility fall on us. You understand what I'm saying? Now we correct the sisters, and I like to start with the sisters first because this, like, our sisters need to know how they need to behave and how they need to act and how they need to carry themselves. But I save the men for last because I'm harder on the men, because it's our fault that they're the way they are. Right. It's our fault. You understand what I'm saying? Somewhere down the line, we have lost our masculinity. We have allowed this society to take that from us, man. We allowed social media and TV and everything else to perpetuate this agenda that, you know, that we're supposed to be feminine. That's not how we're supposed to be. Right. We got to take our role back. We got to do it fiercely. You know what I'm saying? We got a toxic masculinity. That's right. We got to have that back. You understand what I'm saying? In the household, and not in a negative way. You understand? But in the righteous way, man. Right. You had something? Go ahead. Y'all get some chairs for the sisters, man. Y'all forgot we got sisters? Good night. Okay, well, I'm just saying. You know, we can't forget about the sisters. Hey, shalom, y'all. All right.
I was gonna ask, is it possible for like a white person to have like the Holy Spirit? Because I had came across somebody today, like he looked white, but you would think he black from the things that he's saying, like the things that he do.
Okay, so what's the Holy Spirit?
The Spirit of truth.
Huh?
Spirit of truth.
I'm saying, like, how do you know somebody got the Holy Spirit on them?
Like to be able to see the oppression that happens.
Say that again?
To be able to see the oppression that happens.
To be able to see the oppression that happens.
I'm not necessarily sure.
Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah. So anybody can see the oppression. So like there's good white people, right? You know what I mean by that is not all white people are just downright. All white people are the devil, right? But some of them are better at, you know, hiding it, and they're also like their first nature isn't to just. Like, not all white people are on the earth, and this is just reality, right? Because this is the home of the truth. Let's talk about it, right? You understand what I'm saying? Not all white people on the earth are just their first agenda is to oppress you. You got just even back in slavery, you had what you would call, I don't know if I can say this, it probably gonna get us flagged, but the N-word lovers, if you will, I can't say that, right? I can't say the N-word. I can say the N-word, right? Okay, yeah. No, I'm talking about I can say the N-word, but I can't say the N-word. So N-word lovers, if that makes sense, right? And they were true to, like, they were like, you couldn't tell them nothing. They were like down for their N-word. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, and then you got the so-called oppressor who want to mimic every single thing we do. They love us. Right. They love us so bad that they want to be us. I.e., what's her name? The NAACP girl. Rachel, get her a mic if I could. Both of them working, right? Go ahead, sis. What's her name?
Rachel Dollar.
Rachel Dollar, give her a hand. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she want to be, you can't tell her nothing. In her mind, she has made herself black, right? You know what I'm saying? Until it's really time to be black. But we know that's another story. But what I mean by that is it's her personality, or in her mind, she don't like, she's not out to hurt or harm black people. She wants to really be black, right? Until, of course, it really gets tough. Then they be like, okay, let me run back to the other side where things are easier. But so what I brought that out to say this: not every so-called oppressor is out here like just, like, you got some that actually, you could be cordial with. They'll be, they're not out here like, go ahead, DeWall. I think y'all understand what I'm saying.
So, like, if I may, sir, what you're saying is heavy, because them being the devil just means they go along with this system that oppresses us. They know that we oppress, and they even the ones that you would say is so-called honest, they not fighting against the oppression. Right. So that's why they're the devil, because they benefit from us being oppressed. Absolutely. But even in the scriptures, like the woman that Christ called a dog and gave the crumbs, she knew her place. So it was devils back then when Christ was on the scene that, he looked out for her, because she was like, all right, like, good master. She knew who Christ was, and she knew her place. So Christ, all right, he blessed her for,
even
you know what I'm saying?
Get the crumbs.
Right. Sir.
Damn right. Give him a hand. That's perfect precept. You understand what I'm saying? That's a perfect precept. But does that mean that white lady had the spirit of, like, the Holy Spirit on her? Just because she knew her place and she understood the oppression, but not necessarily contributing to it, but not necessarily helping us get out of it either. You understand what I'm saying? You can understand oppression and you can see it, and you can be like, oh man, I hate that you're going through that. You know what? We're some horrible people for putting you guys through that. And they kiss our boots. That don't mean they got the Holy Spirit. It just means that they're doing what they're supposed to do, what biblical prophecy has said that they're gonna do. You understand what I'm saying? And if you know a oppressor like that, then you need to tell them to go ahead and pay tribute and, to the I.S.U.P.K. and click the donation link. You understand what I'm saying? We'll see how much of the Holy Spirit he really got. You understand what I'm saying?
It was somebody, like, he said he got a Mexican mother and he wasn't sure like what his father was.
Give me hold on, let me see. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want to say, give me 1 John 4:1.
John 4.
Get the microphone. This is what you do in cases like this, right? In cases like this, and this is not just for white people or people that are unsure, they may think they're white or whatever. It doesn't matter who it is. This is for anybody. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you're supposed to look at it.
1 John chapter 4,
verse 1.
Verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
You see that? It says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but what?
But try the spirits.
But try the spirits, right? You can't just believe, like, you can't look at them and say, hey, even us in class, even us that come here for the first, let's say we come to class for the first day, we learn about, we think we black. I may have brown skin, and I think I'm Israel. So I come, trying to learn about who I am. So I come to class, you know, it says, believe not every spirit. So just because I'm here in class doesn't mean that I'm Israel. It says, try the spirit. How do you try the spirit? Go ahead, your Katazab.
So like you, sir, you test it. You go and you like test the waters type of
Give me an example.
You put the lesson.
You put the what?
The lesson to the test. Like you listen and you learn something, and then you go and do it. Like you execute what you
think
learn.
of it from, okay, let me ask the officer, the Warrior. How do you try the spirit? Because I want to get it from a teacher's perspective.
So like if I may, sir, so like you're saying, every spirit in every situation different. So if it seemed like, I'm just gonna talk from my personal experience coming into truth. Like my spirit was tried because when I was a young man, I was battling the demon of addiction.
Right.
And they was trying the spirit by blazing on addiction.
Give them a hand.
And
that's it. That's it. And that's why I said I wanted to get it from a teacher's perspective. So I'll give it from my perspective. If I see somebody coming in class, and I can, usually when you be here a while, you kind of tend to, and then the Lord put that spirit on you to know, as the teacher, as the prophet, as the priest and prophet that's teaching the class, the Lord usually put that spirit on you to kind of know. Like sometimes I don't even know, but then when I just get the teaching or I get the talking, it comes out in my lesson. Sometimes I may diatribe, and the diatribe will be everything that person is battling, everything that person is dealing with. And I just get going off on a whole diatribe and blazing on them. Let's say their addiction is cigarettes. I'll just, for some reason, feel like I need to teach them, talk about cigarettes. I'll just be like, yeah, that nicotine, man, that's a horrible thing. And you sitting up there sucking on that stick. Like you know what I mean? You might as well go ahead and suck on some rod. And I may say this, and I may just blaze on that. You understand what I'm saying? Like just like a blunt. You want to smoke on a blunt. Why would you want to smoke on a fat round, like a fat long brown? You know what I'm saying? Like why would you want to suck on that? Like think about it. You might as well just blow rod if you sucking on a blunt. You understand what I'm saying? Them Philly, you want to roll it fat as hell, like a Philly blunt. You understand? That's what it looked like you're doing. It looked like you're blowing rod. So you understand what I'm saying? And what's gonna happen is that person, you want to try the spirit. That person be like, you know what, this might not be for me. Or let's say I have a feeling that this person is in class and they might be out of place. They might be an Edomite, or they might be, a damn Hamite. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? I'm gonna start talking about Hamites and how funky they are, and how nappy their hair is, and how they're not our people, and they wish they was our people, and this and that, and they sold us into slavery, and I'll just get the blazing on Africans. You understand what I'm saying? Or blazing on Edomites. You understand? And then that person may feel some type of way, because deep down inside, that's who they really come from, and they feel some type of way about me blazing on them. It's a spiritual thing. It's not even about them being in their feelings. It's literally spiritual. That's the Lord drawing that out of them to where they like, you know what, this is not the place I need to be, because you know what, I love Africans, because deep down inside they are African. Or I love white people because deep down inside they are white. You understand? It's gonna come out. It may not come out on the first day. I got you. It may not come out on the first day or the second day. Or that's why you try the spirit. You let them keep on coming to class. Let them. That's why there's no way a double agent can come in here and sabotage the ISUPK. Because what's gonna happen is you may come in here as a CIA agent, and your ass is gonna turn around and be a damn warrior by the time you're gonna leave the CIA. You're gonna be in here. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna be trying to be a double agent and spy. You're gonna turn around and be like, nah, man. You know what? And you're gonna become a warrior of the Lord, or you're gonna leave before, because first of all, there's nothing you can find here that's illegal or anything like that, because we don't do anything like that, because we serve the Lord for real here. You understand what I'm saying? And they're gonna see that. They're gonna be like, damn, you know what, this place is not so bad, and they're gonna, they're gonna give it the program. Go ahead, DeWar.
It's like if I'm what you're saying so heavy too, because you kind of took me on a tangent with what you just said. Because what's crazy is like that's been tried here and it hasn't worked because, absolutely. And the flip side of it is because they were exposed.
Right.
They were shown not to be a true brother. You can't fake being a brother. Like you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're not here to serve the Lord, because like the scriptures say, paraphrasing, how can you love the Lord if you can't even love your brother who you see every day?
Right.
It's when somebody around and in the outside of serving the Lord, it's gonna expose itself. Absolutely. And them brothers in that situation that I was aware of that happened, it was exposed that a brother was here and he was saying stuff, but his actions didn't line up with what he was doing. Absolutely. And eventually, like you said, he had faded out.
Yeah, I definitely know about the brother or the person you're talking about. You understand?
But so if I could, so I wanted to say something to what you were saying before you took me to that. Like, it's about trying the spirit. Like, it's heavy because that's something that even our oppressor does. Like, you know, like all them celebrities that be making it to mega celebrities, them oppressor tries that homosexual spirit on you. You just pop into a party with that oppressor and he just whip his rod out on you. And then they seeing if you gonna be with it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if
you talking about the mansion
cruise
party?
type time or you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how they get on to that level. You know, they trying your spirit to say, how bad do you want it? How bad you gonna go for this oppression and you gonna be a, you know. So like I just wanted to add that too.
What's that brother name? Terry Crews. Yeah, like just grab his rod. Just grab him, you know, just downright just grab it, like, and see what you're gonna do. Like,
right,
what
they
you
tried his spirit real quick.
Yeah, what you gonna do? Like, well, I mean, yeah, I don't even know if it was a mansion party. I think this was like at the door or something, like somewhere. I don't know what the hell was going on. It was like at the door of the club. He just walked in and just grabbed, like, what you gonna do about it? Like, you know, just gonna see if you gonna, you know. And man, look, I done seen situations like even with Will Smith, where dude just come out and kiss him on the lips. And he slapped the mess out of him, but you know what I'm saying? They just have to see how you gonna react. Like, they gonna test you.
Hey,
they're gonna try.
So like if I could too, sir. Like, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like they did that because they know he was out with that before. Like they like, you did some questionable stuff before. We already know his whole. If you letting the man just lay rod to your little kid, lay rod to your woman in your house, and you just, you know, you clearly ain't got everything in order. You know what I'm saying? But him doing that little Men in Black thing with the, you know, when he got on with the Men in Black and he pop up the rod to put in your face and they erase your memories, they was popping their rod out in his face. And they like, don't remember this tomorrow. Just, you know, you go if you want to be a Man in Black, like they just, like
it. Salaki, man, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to point out the man that kissed the man that kissed Will Smith, that was a Jewish man.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course. That's who's gonna try the spirit. That's the point. You know what I mean? They're the devil. You know, but nah, that's definitely heavy. Like the whole little, you know, the forget your memory stick. You know what I'm saying? that's hey, I never really, you know what I'm saying? That's heavy. Like, wow, like here, pop this in your face and just don't remember. Like you don't remember what happened. You wake up at the mansion party, like, oh, what's going on? You sore all over. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's, you know, and that's what happens, and that's what drive these certain, you know, men to like celebrities or whatever. The men, like that's why Will Smith just turned around and slapped Chris Rock, because he's done, man. Like they didn't toasted him. Like he's, you know what I mean? The industry, yeah, man. Like he just had enough. Like it's only so, you know, you're gonna break eventually. You're gonna break eventually. Like look at Martin, look at Cat Williams, look at all these people that but the good thing, the one thing about these brothers is they broke, but they broke, but they never crossed the threshold. You know what I'm saying? Like at least like with Cat Williams and Martin, and this is how you know they didn't do it, because they had to paint them as crazy. When they paint you as crazy, that means they failed at all like avenues of trying to get you to, you understand? Yeah, like and Martin has definitely played the role of a female and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They definitely they had Martin, like they had him on the string for a while. And then all of a sudden that brother was like, man, look at this ain't, you know what I'm saying? And he got the speaking out, and you know, and next thing you know, now he crazy. But then he's not crazy enough for them to film a Bad Boys, what's the name? You like, so all of a sudden now he got his sanity back. You understand what I'm saying? That's how they do you. Cat Williams, same way. You know, they paid them as crazy. Like and they have the power. They control social media. They control the media, so they can perpetuate you in a certain light. You know, everything like from when Cat Williams started speaking out about those mansion parties and stuff, everything after that, like he was shown in the public eye, always doing something crazy, fighting with the little boy, slapping the Target employee, just doing some crazy stuff. It's never about the good. He's probably done millions of things good, but they never gonna show that. They're gonna show all the negative. And this is perfect because this goes into the psyche of the man, right? We got to be stronger. We got to stand 10 toes strong on our values and what we believe. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is with this Bible, with the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be strong. You can't allow them to control you. You can't allow them to get the best of you. You have to stand on your morals and you got to be 10 toes down. You understand? That's why the society depends on a man. That's why the scripture says, the flock of my pasture are men. You understand what I'm saying? We control the narrative. If we decide to get weak and fold, then guess what? The whole nation gonna fold. The whole earth gonna fold. And it's gonna follow that cycle. You know what I'm saying? So give me Deuteronomy 22:5. So, you know, it starts with the whole role of a man in him embracing his masculinity in every which way. And one of the ways that we fail, and I'm saying as we as a whole, one of the ways that we fail is allowing these men to perpetuate something that they're not, which are females. You understand what I'm saying? We are men, we're not women. We shouldn't look like women or try to look like women. We shouldn't be trying to, you know, I don't give a damn what the social media world or what society deems as cute. A man should not be dressing up like father-daughter, his daughter in a tutu, so he want to dress in a tutu and take a picture and say, hey, this is cute. Nah, man, not like you got to stick to your, like you can still be like, I got pictures with my daughter where I'm, you know, fully look just like a man, dressed how I'm supposed to be. We wearing the same colors, you know, got the matching Jordans and stuff like that, but she got a dress on and I got manly clothes on.
Right.
And it's cute. It's you know, father-daughter, like we dressing up. Give me a second now. I gotta get through this lesson. We like that, we can't let them tell us what's cute and what's not and how we suppose, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not cute, dressing up like your daughter. That's not cute, dressing your daughter up like you. She can stay in her lane with girl clothes and you stay in your lane, but y'all can dress alike, wear matching colors, matching theme, whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? Read what you got.
Con out of one con. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
See, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Why? Because guess what? When a man put on a woman's garment, it's gonna make women think, you know, hey, you know, he weak. They're gonna lose all hope for humanity.
Right.
When they see men out here acting effeminate and dressing effeminate, dressing like women, they be like, you know what? These niggas out here, oh, Salaki, good night. We might get flagged. But these Negroes out, I can't even say that, huh? Good night, boy. You know what? They just trying to counsel us all the way around. These guys out here are just, you know, like they out here just down bad. So you know what? I got to take on that role. So now I gotta put on my pants, and you know, and when I say pants, it's a figure of speech. But now I gotta put on this facade that, you know, I gotta be masculine because these men out here are too effeminate. So now you get the woman. Now you get the woman. They changing gender roles now. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It's all flipped and it's all wrong. And you can't blame the woman. You can't be out here blaming the woman being masculine because it's us being feminine the reason why they think that they can be masculine, right? Or they think they should be masculine. It's our fault. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, for the past 3 days, I've been talking about the sisters and, you know, correcting the sisters on how they should be. But we need to understand that if we don't make a change, they're not gonna make a change. Like they have to see us. We're the leaders. They have to see us take back our masculinity. And when they see that, then that's why, you know, and it's crazy because, go ahead, finish reading real quick.
Got you, sir. Salaki, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So now this is not me telling you that it's an abomination to me, even though it is disgusting to me. This is the Lord saying it's an abomination to him. When you put on a female garment, that's an abomination to the Lord. When a woman wears a male garment, that's abomination to the Lord. To go into detail, if a woman is shopping in the men's section, putting on those that they section it off for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? Now, are there some exceptions to the rule? Maybe. Like, for example, let's say y'all want to go swimming, but you don't want your woman wearing little short shorts or a bathing suit. It's not I would definitely, get counsel on it, but it's not necessarily a bad thing if she wants to wear like male basketball shorts, but they ain't gonna be like super long and baggy. Like, she'll find the smaller ones that may fit her size, but they're longer than, some little boy shorts or whatever that she would wear, or a bathing suit or something like that. They're longer, and the only way she may be able to find them is in the men's section, right? So with that, is kind of tricky because you find it in the men's section, but it's not necessarily her trying to perpetuate being a boy. You understand what I'm saying? Or being a man. So like, even with tomboys, like, you got girls that like kind of ish like basketball players, where they kind of wear things that look like it will pertain to a man, but they're very feminine. They're not even trying to be men, and they love men, and they love, Rod and all of that, but they just feel comfortable in those type of clothes or certain, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I got you. They feel comfortable in those certain type of clothes. That may be treading the line, but that might not fit the context in which this scripture is talking about, if that makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, and the husband approved. Like, if she's married, she's in her femininity. If she wants to wear little, basketball shorts, like maybe in the boys section where they're a little bigger than some other shorts that she may wear, that's not a sin. It's the spirit too. You got to look at the spirit. Now, she's going into the men's section like, yeah, man, yeah. Like, like she got a manly spirit and she wants to wear manly clothes because she wants to be a man. That's the spirit that this scripture is talking about. Go ahead, you had something?
I was just saying, if a woman wear things out of respect more than carnality.
Out of what?
Respect.
What do you mean?
Like what you were saying, sir. Like, she just wearing that so she don't be showing.
Oh, you talking about out of respect for a man? So she's trying to, she's trying to cover more, but she wants to be comfortable. She wants to get in the pool, not reveal too much, but she wants to, like that's right, exactly right. It's the spirit. You understand what I'm saying? So now I was going to go into something that's very what's the word? Man, I forgot what I was saying. Give me First Maccabees 14:9. I'm gonna have to come back to it. It was something that I wanted to bring out.
You said 4 and
9? 14:9.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 14, verse 9. The ancient men sat all in the streets, communing together of good things, and the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel.
First of all, go back again, because this is what I think our society is lacking nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do this no more. Read it from the top.
This is the book of First Maccabees. First Maccabees, chapter 14 and verse 9. Mm-hmm. The ancient men sat all in the streets, communing together of good things.
Right. Okay, stop right there. We don't have the barbershop conversations no more. Right. We don't have the youngsters coming out and talking to us and sitting out in the street, sitting on the corner on the store, not selling dope, but sitting out there, with the old school, they drinking their 40s and just picking their brain. That's what I used to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do, so my generation is considered millennials, right? I was born in 87. So I think after 92, that's when you become like Gen Z or whatever. The Gen Z generation don't do those things. Right. Like, it's for some reason, it's like it kind of stopped with our generation. I used to pick the brains of the old schools. You know what I'm saying? I used to sit out there and talk with them and just try to figure out how did they get to where they are in life. how did they get through the things, and how to because what you want to do is you want to learn how to be a man,
right?
And the only way you want to learn how to be a man is from men. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my father, but my father was like me and him didn't really talk. Like he didn't, and I think that's the issue, with our generation. Like what they were actually the generation, I want to say, were they Gen X? No, they wasn't that. That's before that generation. I forget. Is you got Gen X, but before Gen X is right before I believe us, and then you got the generation before that. I can't really. No, baby boomers is the one before that. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, you right. Yeah. You're right. Salakia. Baby boomers are before Generation X. Yeah, mine and my parents were baby boomers, so they didn't understand. We didn't have that connection. Like with me and my kids, we're just a generation apart. So I got, I'm millennial, they Gen Z, and well, my youngest would be considered Gen Alpha, right? But I'm still in tune with I'm still in tune with what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still like social media and all of these things. Like my kids keep me young, if that makes sense. Right. They keep me up to date on all the stuff that's going on, along with social media and stuff. And I started off communicating with them because me and my parents had that disconnect because we was 2 generations apart. Like they from that baby boomer generation, they straight old school. They ain't really trying to be cool with their kids. They gonna whoop your ass, excuse my language. And hey, you better shut the hell up. That's the generation that would backslap you through the wall. Right. The generation before that was the one that hit you with the frying pans. So they still had a little bit of that in them. You understand what I'm saying? Where they'll still hit you with stuff. And like talk crap to you. You better not say nothing. You better not back talk. If you're in a room full of adults, you better not say nothing. Like that was that generation. Well, our generation is more, we're kind of like, okay, you know what? Now, don't get me wrong. I might still backslap you. You know what I'm saying? But we have a lot more patience with our kids than they had with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot different, and we communicate. So I'm gonna backslap you, but I'm gonna tell you why I backslap you, and then later on we can sit down and we can talk about it and we can figure this out so you'll never do it again. My parents, they'll do it and they don't give a damn about how you feel about it. They're not trying to talk about it. It is what it is. If you do it again, I'm gonna do it again. Like that's what it was about. So it was no what's the word I'm looking for? There was no, of course, no communication, but there was no no, that's not what I'm looking for. There was no connection. There was no like true connection that I could have with my parents. Like I just looked at them as parents, disciplinaries. That was it, and you have the natural love that you are gonna have for your parents. That's it. Now, as I got older, with my father, as I became an adult, it's a whole different ballgame at this point. So now, like at one point, I just looked at my father as this damn, like savage, what I mean? Like this savage man that just, what I'm saying, that all he cared about was like beating me. You know what I'm saying? He went from that to my best friend because as an adult now you can't beat me like that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm still gonna respect you though, but you ain't gonna just beat me like that now. You know what I'm saying? But we can have a conversation now. See, they wasn't trying to talk to you as you're a kid because no matter what, you my baby, you my kid, you can't tell me nothing. But when you're an adult, it's different. Especially when you I earned that respect from my father because he looked at me in my eyes and he seen I was a man and he seen I wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Now, with our generation, we have to be more hands-on and more communicative with our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they're growing up in the social era. Like they're sociable creatures. That's the era that they're growing up in. So if you don't talk to them, social media is gonna talk to them. Online, everything is online nowadays. So they're gonna look for communication through online or anywhere they can because they're social creatures. They're born in that social generation. You understand? We didn't have that. We didn't have to, we were more introverted. You understand? Because we didn't have internet until 2000 and like mid 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have that. We had dial-up speed. Like we had AOL. You understand what I'm saying? So we were introverted. We didn't really, I won't say we were introverted because the only way we could communicate was in person. We didn't have phones and stuff. But it's not like, it's way different when you could talk in person and you could talk on the phone and you can text and you can get on Facebook and socialize and everything dating is online. I don't even have to go outside to date. I could just sit behind my computer and date. I can sit behind my computer and be whoever I want to be. I could be the strongest man alive behind my computer. I could be the gangster. I could be, I could be a Crip, a Blood. I could be whatever behind my keyboard. Why would I go outside? Like they have whole virtual worlds where you could be whatever you want to be. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the era that we're fighting against. But we have to work and use it to our advantage. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how we got to be with our kids. And so I'm saying all this, I'm bringing all this out because we're living in 2023. So the only way we're going to get rid of this problem of mass emasculation and, effemination, I don't know if that's a word, but y'all understand what I'm saying. The only way we're going to get rid of that or deal with that is by battling it with all the tools that are against us as well. We got to use social media. We got to, you know what I'm saying, do that like what we doing as priests and prophets of the Lord. It's our job. It's very important now more than ever. We got to walk around as much as you can, walk around with your, when you're doing the work of, especially doing the work of the Lord, walk around when you're in your warlike apparel. And that's why it's important. Like we go out past flyers, if we go feed the people, we walking around looking like priests and prophets of the Lord. You understand? That's that masculinity. When they see us, man, and we in our garments or we in our, our warlike apparel, they know what time it is. They like, damn, who are these dudes? These dudes looking real stiff. Like, you know what I'm saying? When the fringes swinging, like the whole mannerisms and the way we walk and the way we talk, the way we do everything, it's an example for the earth. You understand? For them to be able to see, right? So now again, hey, shalom, sis, Sade, checking in the class, Most High in Christ. We got to get back to that. You understand what I'm saying? And it starts with communication. It starts with, raising up the young men, you know what I'm saying, to be, warriors. Right. So it said like the ancient man sat all in the streets communing together of good things. We got to be a pillar in the community. We got to go out in the community and raise up the young men and show them this is how, like, they need to see us. They need to see us, how we walk, how we talk, and our mannerisms, the things we teach that to them. You understand what I'm saying? What the scriptures say, you train a child in the way they should go, and they'll never depart. What they say, they'll never depart from. I'm paraphrasing, but that's how we gotta be. It starts with the young, the youth right now, because they're gonna be like, we ain't gonna be here forever. You understand what I'm saying? But we are what's important right now to get them to, you know what I'm saying? We can save humanity. We can save men and kill this whole LGBTQ agenda. Go ahead, young man.
I know a lot of people like to say like a child is responsible for like everything that they do. Like,
you say a child is responsible for everything they do?
Yeah, like,
who said that?
I'm not talking about like 5 or 10-year-old. I'm talking about like around the age of 15.
Well, I wouldn't consider that a child then. I would consider that a young adult.
Like,
yeah, they're more of a young adult, because at the age of 15, you start to really grow into your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the age of 15, you talking about a young man, or what are we talking about?
Like young man, pretty much.
Young man? Yeah, about 15, if you raise them right, by 15, they should understand the concept of being a man.
I know, like if they like if they life not going to a lot of people like it says they fault that they the way they are or whatever. So I was kind of like wondering.
So like, I'm sorry, maybe you said that they the way they are.
Like if they life not going to people would tend to say like they life like that because of what they be doing or responsible for grew up.
It's kind of hard. Right. Well, I mean, you kind of soft spoken too, so I'm trying to like hear every word, but it's like almost like I'm hearing you, but I can't really get. It's hard to get an understanding. So basically, are you saying that if you say things are not going right in their life, it's their fault? Oh, well, I mean, you can't just listen to a lot of people. You understand? A lot of people, first of all, you can't, like, yeah, like that's the whole point of what we're saying. Like, you got to listen to those who, you know, you listen to us in I.S.U.P.K. It's just that simple. Go ahead. You had something, DeWar? Go ahead.
This the book of John, chapter 9, verse 2. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Mm-hmm. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciple asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. And I was just telling, just wanted to illustrate that, like you said, we don't go by anything, we go by the scriptures. So like people saying that somebody is done how they was done don't necessarily mean it wasn't the Lord that did it,
No, absolutely. And just to because I think what he meant is people are trying to like, so if it's a young man, like for example, I'll use myself again. I always rather use myself than anybody else. Like I was homeless at the age of 15 because my mom decided to abandon me. Now, could that be a punishment from me being in my past life? Of course, it could have, you know what I'm saying? Or it could have just been the Lord just doing what he do to make me fight to get to where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been something that I had to go through. But in hindsight, or if you want to give somebody, you gotta take accountability, and just to give immediate accountability. Obviously, no parent should, abandon their child. I don't give a damn what the circumstances are, right? You know what I'm saying? Like no parent should do that. So the immediate accountability would go to my mom, but when you really like learn these scriptures and you understand these scriptures, then you'll understand, okay, well, it could have been, something that I did before. It could have just been, something that my parents, just before I was even born, some of my parents did, and it just the blame could have been on me. It could have been my parents, or it could have just been the Lord. But at the point of it is, to not dwell on it and just use it as motivation and encouragement to be the best person you can be. You know what I'm saying? But we still do take accountability. So of course the immediate accountability will be my parents. You can't blame a 15-year-old for being in the predicament that they're in. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a prime example of what you were saying, a 15-year-old boy, whatever the case may be, he's going through what he's going through. The immediate blame would go to most likely the parents. But then too, we got to evaluate the context. What is his life like? Is he out in the streets? Is he, trying to live the wrong lifestyle? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to give context. Go ahead.
I could. So this was just to the point that you were saying real quick. This the book of Psalm, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law doeth he meditate day and night. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, like we ain't going off what people in the world is talking about. We going off that have proven themselves to be men of the Lord and who meditate in the law day and night.
Yeah, I'm right. Exactly. You understand? So now let's get to Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. So all these scriptures that I'm pulling out so far are just the basics of what a man should be and what a man should live like and what he should, aspire to be, how he should dress, how he should carry himself. That's the basic, how to be a man 101. It starts with, hey, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. I guess she gonna what a man aspire to be, how he should dress, how he should look, how he should carry himself. This is just the basics. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I like. If she continue to mess with her, we just put them up in the closet or something, or put them in the security room. It's no biggie. At the end of the day, this is the basics on how a man should be, right? So far, that's what we're going over. How a man should dress, how a man should talk, how he should carry himself, how he should lead. You understand what I'm saying? All of those things. Give me, so Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is his name.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So we should be men of war. You understand what I'm saying? We should understand that our primary focus on this earth is warfare. You understand what I'm saying? And in order to be a warrior, to be prepared for war, you have to have you have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to look a certain way. You have to have the certain mindset. You can't be feminine on a battlefield, like talking about, oh my God, I don't, like this hurts. Like you can't, you have to be able to long suffer through pain and through all sorts of different, torment or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever life throws at you, whatever the battlefield throws at you, you have to be able to get through those obstacles. You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that if you weak. You can't do it if you're effeminate. Excuse me. You can't do it if you're effeminate. You can't do it if you're soft. You have to be a warrior, and don't no woman want no soft man. Like in our reality, our sisters, feel like they again have to take the role of being the man of the house, because they see that the men nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Like it's slim pickings out here. They like, man, the dating pool. That's why you hear that term, the dating pool is piss in the dating pool and all of this stuff. Is because, it is. Like the men are so weak and so effeminate and so soft and so LGBT. You understand what I'm saying? That, now the sisters got to be so strong and have that demeanor. And so we got to stop blaming them, you know what I'm saying? And we got to step up and be warriors. If we show them that we're true warriors, then they ain't gonna have no choice but to submit to us. They're gonna be like it's gonna be their nature. You understand? That turns them on too, by the way. Like you gotta understand, like that's what women want. Women like it that really arouses them when they see a real strong warrior. You understand what I'm saying? That makes them melt. They see a strong warrior. I don't know. It must be some food or something down there. I don't know. Something wasted or see if you can grab and put in the closet, and she keep on bothering them. I don't think she mean no harm though. I don't think she want to attack her. Nothing. It must be something over there. She done dropped some food or something. Yeah, that's what it is. You looking for some food. But at the that's what I mean. So women melt at that, like a man being super strong in his masculinity. You understand what I'm saying? They act like that ain't what they want, or they don't like. Of course, they don't like to be checked, but at the same time, they like to be checked. You understand? Women don't know what they want. They really don't. It's for us to tell them what they want and to show them, and they like that. They don't want to have to make decisions on their own. They want the man to assert themselves. Now men need to understand that there's a fine line. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can also abuse your authority. You can abuse your power. When you get to physically causing harm to a woman, that's a problem. That's a big problem. You understand what I'm saying? A man should never beat on his woman. You understand what I'm saying? A man should never even think that it's okay to harm his woman in any kind of way, because that's the woman he's supposed to protect. How can you have the mindset to protect this woman when you're the one that she needs protection from? That is just make sense. You understand? You are supposed to be her protection, and you are the one that she needs protection from. That should make you feel ashamed. If you're a brother out there putting your hands on this woman or your woman or whatever, or any woman, then you should be ashamed of yourself, and you need to get help, because we are the protectors of our sisters, man. We're not here to hurt them. We're here to protect them. Like at one point, and we understand that they out of order, but it's our job to get them in order. At one point, like the scriptures say, we wouldn't even let their foot touch the ground. Why is that? Because they're precious to us. I mean, just look at him. The Lord, like the Lord did no, he couldn't. We knew the Lord was perfect, right? We knew he was perfect, but when he made woman, we understood the power of the perfection. You understand what I'm saying? He made woman so perfect that it's just like you don't get no better than that. I mean, he created the earth, right? Don't get me wrong. He created the heavens and the earth, but when he made woman, you understand what I'm saying? Like, good night. Like, it just don't get no better than that, right? Go ahead.
What you're saying so heavy too, because of how perfect the Lord is. The same ones that he made perfect, they could be a goddamn dragon too. Like they could be the opposite if we don't keep them in order.
Right.
Like, so it's like he gave us all of that ability. He said, like, I'm gonna give you, like, just kind of like the same way the earth is. Like the earth is in the hands of the wicked because we was out of order.
Absolutely.
It was like, so he gave us, because he loved us, he gave us the ability to give us what we want if we do what he say.
Right. So, he gave us dominion over everything. That's why I said it starts with us. We have dominion. Like, I don't know if y'all was here earlier when I said, like, okay, like LeBron, like when he's leading his team to the championship, he gets the praise. But if he leads his team to a sweep or 4-1 exit or 0-4, whatever, he gonna get, you know what I'm saying? So it's just so, like you said, the responsibility falls on us. Yeah, and we already, of course, for the past, like I say, 3 lessons, we didn't got on the sisters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving them a break. You know what I mean? They know that they can be monsters. They know that they can be dragons. We understand that. With the hopes of watching the class, we're praying that they're starting to correct themselves, right? And while they correct themselves, now we have to reflect on what's the real problem, which is us. You understand what I'm saying? Prime example, give me that scripture, a portion of a wicked woman given to a wicked man or whatever. Get anybody who, if y'all find a precept, just a wicked woman. Just look at a wicked woman in portion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we got to understand that it starts with us, it ends with us. You understand what I'm saying? The women are gonna get in line once we do what we supposed to do. Like I say, man, for the past 3 lessons, we've got on the women enough. It's time for us to really take responsibility and take accountability. And guess what? Women love a man who can take accountability for whatever issues. And there's nothing wrong with having let's say you're in a relationship. Don't get mad if your woman, point out some things. You supposed to be a man of the Lord. You supposed to be leading her. Don't get mad when this sister go into them scriptures and be like, "Hey, man, the scriptures say this, my Lord." You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't out of order. They coming to you humble, like, "Hey, Salaki out of one, but ain't you supposed to be like this?" You got to do some self-reflecting. You got to look. You can't get mad at like, "Hey, woman, don't tell me what to do." You got to be like, "Damn, a woman, and you know what I'm saying? She didn't cut me. Like I gotta, you have to look at it from that perspective, because they're gonna act on what they see how you are, and this is the perfect precept. You got it? Anybody? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
So if you out here being effeminate, if you out here being weak, if you out here sinning, if you out here just doing all sorts of everything under the sun and not being the man of the Lord that you're supposed to be, you gonna have a wicked woman. You're gonna have that dragon. Now, not all cases that, a man, you don't have to be sinning or doing anything wicked to have a woman like that. You understand what I'm saying? That's when, of course, there's if you doing right by the sister and you're a good brother, you following the scriptures and she's just being wicked, then the Lord will deal with that. You don't have to worry about that. You understand what I'm saying? That's like the Lord will take care of that. But if you are out here being weak and you slacking in certain areas, you're not being the man you're supposed to be according to the scriptures, then of course you're gonna have that pushback from this woman. Of course she's only acting on what she see. She see you ain't really into the truth. You ain't really in class. You ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't being this priest or man of God that you say you supposed to be, or whatever the case may be. Then of course she's gonna act all out. You know, she's just like and I hate to say this, sisters, don't bash me for it, but having a woman is just like dealing with a child. It's just, you know, that doesn't mean she is a child. It just means that sisters have this, it's a certain way you have to deal with sisters. They're emotional. They, you know, that's how they react in emotion. They, you know, you have to be seasoned. You have to be seasoned, and like I said, they're not children. They have a voice in the relationship. They don't treat your wife like she's some like she's nothing. You know, she has a voice, right? Like, y'all talk it out. Don't, like, now with respect, of course. You know what I'm saying? She needs to understand that you're the authority, but you don't have to oppress her either. You don't have to be a dictator in your home. If anything, that's the space where you can actually kind of loosen up. You know what I'm saying? That's the space where you're supposed to be loose. Like, you got to go out here and be a warrior on the battlefield. When you in your safe haven, you can kind of be at ease. Like, you know, when the you know, the like in the army and stuff, they be like, at ease, soldier. Like, that's what you're supposed to be at home. You don't supposed to be a dictator in your home. You know what I'm saying? Given all things, if this sister is a righteous sister and she's, you know, in her femininity, she's doing like what she's supposed to do according to the scriptures, then you don't have to be so rough with her. You know, be more at ease. Y'all can have that actual intimacy that y'all need. You know what I mean? That goes not just with, you know, marriage, like that goes with, you know, and when I say marriage, I know what I'm talking about, like the specific act of marriage, not just intimate in that way, but having conversations, you know, giving her a voice to say, hey, what you think about this? Of course, ultimately you make the final decision, but she wants to feel a part of the, you know, she is a part of the team and she wants to feel a part of the team. So give her something to do. Give her, you know, she may be good at certain things. Don't be trying to be a dictator and say, no, you can't do nothing. I got this. I'll take care of it. No, give her a task of what she's good at. She's supposed to be a helpmeet to you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why you got, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I knew it was going to come back around. You got these modern women today that want these traditional men. You understand? And when I say modern women and traditional men, the traditional man is the man who is a provider, you know, financially, in every way, a provider, right? Including financially. They want the security. They want the stability. They want the consistency, you know what I'm saying, of a traditional man, right? They want you to basically, you know, take care of them and provide for them, right? Financially in every kind of way. But they want to be modern women. And the modern women are the city girl type of women where you can't tell them nothing. They want to wear what they want to wear. They don't really want to cook or clean, and you know what I'm saying? Or if they do it to a very small degree. You understand what I'm saying? But they want the man to do everything like he's supposed to do in the traditional sense. That's not going to work. First of all, we got to understand that there's levels, right? We living in 2023. We are already at the bottom as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The average Black man makes about $35,000 to $38,000 a year. That's on average. You understand what I'm saying? So if that's the average, there's no way he can support, you know, himself, if he got kids, and support a woman's full lifestyle. That's just, you can't do that on $38,000. So what's needed? Two incomes. You bring your income to the table. You understand what I'm saying? So now y'all work together. It ain't got, now if she's the type of sister to say now okay, according to the scriptures, and we doing everything according to scriptures and according to how things should be, whatever money she makes, obviously it's that man's money. You understand what I'm saying? But it's up to that man to do right by that. Like, not take that and do what he want with it. No, you gotta take care of the household, you know what I'm saying, as a man. You know, so that's the first priority, making sure she has everything that she needs. Make sure the kids have everything they need. Then you can look at what you need and say, hey, okay, I'm gonna get what I need. Now it's time to take care of wants, and we have everything, bills paid, all the needs are met. You know what I'm saying? Now you go back to see, okay, let me see what my woman wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do, that's how you supposed to manage, you know what I'm saying, finances. That's how it should be. Now, in most cases, you know, again, it's 2023, it's not like that. Usually women want to hold on to their money And of course, the man, make his money. So now where y'all got to meet is somewhere in the middle. Say, okay, we'll take care of the bills. We'll take care of this together. You know what I'm saying? That way we both can sustain our lifestyles together. You understand? We can meet in the middle. But when you try to put all the weight on one person, like, because it ain't right, even in the same sense, in a situation where a woman is only making what the average woman makes a little bit more than a man. So I want to say maybe around 45,000 a year. So if she's making 45,000 a year, then that's still not necessarily enough to just sustain herself, the kids, and you. So brothers got to be mindful of that too. When you want a woman that, now don't get me wrong, if she's a registered nurse and she's making 75,000 plus a year, then that's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, me personally, everybody's different. Everybody's household different. As a man, I want to provide something financially. That's just what I want to do as a man. I want to feel like a man. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Now, if that woman empowers me by giving me her money or a portion of her money or whatever to say, hey, here, do as you will, take care of the house with this. You know what I'm saying? Or this is yours, my Lord. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may, wherever the money's coming from, it's still my duty to take care of the household as that man. So the point is using your authority and your role as a leader in a righteous way, no matter the circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I'm bringing up finances is because my class, everybody know how my classes are. My classes aren't just teaching the law or teaching the letter of the law. I also teach the spirit of the law. I also teach how to sustain in life while in the truth. We still have these problems at home. We still have to go out. Like we leave here today, we got to go face reality. And reality is finances is a problem or could be an issue. That's how you deal with your finances. You deal with them righteously. You understand? That woman should be able to trust her man. If he's leading correctly, she knows he's not going to do nothing crazy with the money. He's not going to, be out here trying to buy weed and let me flip this, baby. Let me get that and let me get this bird and then I'm going to flip that and then I'm going to give you this back. And then he end up in jail and now she's stuck at home, single parents, raising, that's not how it's supposed to be. She's supposed to have faith and trust in her man. That's how like women serve their men. That's how you serve the Lord. And men, you serve the Lord. And so if you had something, sis? You want to say?
Last week I saw a video of it was a white woman, but she posted this video saying like it was so hard to find a traditional man that doesn't want to do like 50-50 dates and then just wants to take care of the home. But she said he can't be conservative and she still wants to live her modern woman lifestyle though. And she was like, I just still want to have my freedom though, but I just still want him to be a traditional man.
Right.
And how hard it is to find a man that's traditional, but will let her do what she wants to do.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be. It's that's nigh into impossible. Like first of all, he's not gonna be a traditional man. The only man that's gonna even put up with that is a man that is definitely effeminate or weak or a man that she can run over. You know what I'm saying? Like and like that, he's not traditional. Because a traditional man runs his household. A traditional man wants a submissive woman. A woman that's gonna if I'm paying all the bills, I'm paying for your hair, I'm paying for your nails, I'm paying this, putting gas in the car, getting your car, whatever the case may be, you're gonna listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what man on earth is gonna allow his woman to do whatever she want to do and you taking care of. Like a traditional man, that when we talk about traditional, those men that ruled the household, they women were submissive. And she understood that he may have more than one wife too. And he gonna do what he do. And there's nothing you can do or say about it. Like you're gonna have to submit to that. And you got to understand that. And what's so heavy about the comparison of the traditional man in the world versus being in the truth is they had some of the right concepts. They were just kind of doing it in like what's the word? Nah, that's not what I'm trying to think of. They was in the right spirit, but what you know what I'm trying to. What is it? What's the right? Yeah, they had the zeal, but not according to knowledge. So they understood certain concepts, but they just didn't deal with it according to knowledge. They would go out here and just mess around and have a woman think, you know, it was just it's all wrong. Biblically, it's supposed to be where, you know, a man, it shouldn't even be about finances, but we gotta put in perspective the life that like we live in today. We here in America, you need like money, you need money to survive. Like here in Houston, I think is the minimum wage still $7.50 or something like that. It's still like $7.25. It's still $7, but guess what? Inflation is at an all-time high. So they put that in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Minimum wage is only $7.50, $7.25, and inflation right now, like eggs just went down. What? Name something that like a pack of hamburger meat. Like you can eat off a pack of hamburger meat, maybe a few meals, a couple meals of a big family, maybe two meals, $15. You know what I'm saying? $15 for a big pack of family hamburger meat. Like that's insane. Like back about 4 years ago, that same pack was about $8. You understand what I'm saying? So everything is twice as much, but minimum wage is still the same. So right now we can't be on no, oh, I'm a traditional man, a modern. Like we need to stick together and put our money together and figure this out together. Because guess what? Pretty soon, money won't even matter anymore. Now you're gonna really need a traditional man that go out and hunt and go out and go get the food like he's supposed to, or go out here and protect the home from these poachers, or what, not poachers, because these scavengers that's going to be coming to try to come break in your home and get whatever canned goods or whatever valuable resources or jewelry or anything that you have that they can take, trade, and barter. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to get to a time where this empire is going to fall. And this time is coming soon. We don't know when, but it's coming very soon. We see it. Like the dollar is crashing. Like they just had something. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. We're gonna get up out in about 10 minutes. I don't know if y'all paid attention, but they just had this thing where Biden supposedly just agreed to do something. It was like some crazy, like stupid stuff just to raise the debt ceiling for the next 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it supposedly put like the lower class people in a bad position. You know what I'm saying? Just so that they can raise the debt ceiling for the next 2 years, right? Like it's horrible for us right now. Go ahead.
Like somebody was telling me about this today. It's pretty much like taking the middle class out the equation. So now the middle class is only gonna be rich and poor.
Yeah, that's pretty much kind of like now. I don't even know what middle class is right now. That's pretty much. I just gave you the statistics on the average black man and what the average black woman make. You understand? That's not enough to sustain a lifestyle, especially with kids. You know, and it's hard to get a job. It's easier for our sisters to get jobs. That's why it's more, what's the word? It's more logical for the women to be the helpmeets to the men, because they not only is it easier for them to get jobs, they usually get the higher paying, easier jobs. If a man wants to make the type of money that a woman makes, he got to work overtime. He got to get into maybe have multiple jobs, and he got to get his hands dirty. He got to like really do some hard labor in order to make that type of money. You know what I'm saying? Unless he went to school for 10, 12 years, which is just not likely for, you know, the average black man. Go ahead.
The oppressor is so much of the devil that he uses the fact that allowing our women to have more of a hold in the job market makes them, like you said, single masculine mothers.
Right.
And it feminizes the men and makes us weaker. And all in all, it makes our households weaker because everybody out of order.
Right. And that's why the Bible is pivotal. That's why the truth is pivotal, because to hell how they doing it in the world. Like we in the truth. And in the truth, scratch away traditional and modern, like to hell with that. Be how the Lord wants you to be. And the Lord wants the woman to be a helpmeet to the man. And the Lord wants the man to focus on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? His war is not in the job market. You know, that's not the man's primary focus. The man's primary focus is making sure that he can bring home food to the table. And the only way he's gonna do that is if he go out there and conquer. Like a man has to conquer, whether it be conquered nations, whether it be, you know, going hunting and conquering, you know, animals or whatever the case may be. Our like our natural presence instinct is to go conquer, and the woman is supposed to take care of home, however that may be, because there's times in times of war, the man may not be home for a long time, and how else is the woman going to sustain? And you gotta, and I know they try to say, well, that's back in biblical times and stuff. Well, we need to take that and bring it to now time. Like, we got to survive now, we got to live now. So guess what? If he can't be home to sustain, guess what? You have to be self-sufficient to be able to take care of the bills, put food on the table and stuff like that. When he come home, he gonna make sure that y'all good though. He gonna make sure y'all protected from afar though. You understand what I'm saying? That's the beauty of having a righteous man, a man of the Lord. He don't have to be in the home. He gonna protect the home remotely. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and just knowing that, like, that male presence is there, ain't nobody gonna mess with that household. Especially when they know that male presence is there, and that male presence has a higher power. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when you establish, like, wherever you move to, wherever you are in Houston or wherever you living at, when you show your presence, like, hey, when they see you step outside in your warlike apparel, they're gonna know, man, there's something different about that household. Something different about that brother. Like, that brother ain't like no ordinary brother. It's something we gonna let them, we just gonna leave them alone. Let them do what we may come ask questions. We may, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, if you're a righteous man of the Lord, that house is protected by the Lord. It's no different from, putting that lamb's blood on that door during the Passover. That house is spiritually protected by the Lord if you're a righteous man of the Lord. You don't have to be in that home, and she needs to understand that. So with that being said, she should be appreciative the fact that she has a priest and prophet, or, even if it's a trooper or a young man. If he's a man of the Lord, she should be appreciative of that. And she has to understand, okay, I don't have just any ordinary man. I'm going to make sure that he is good and he has what he needs to sustain. And I'm going to make sure when he come home, he's coming home to a house that's already sustained. You know what I'm saying? And then once he get there, he'll take care of the rest. You done held it down, baby. I've been gone. No sweat. I'm back now. You understand? I'm going to make sure everything is, he going to do his part. That's what a righteous man is going to do. And that's how we supposed to run the household biblically. So now I'm going to end it. We're not done. We kind of got sidetracked or whatever, but there's more precepts that I want to bring out as far as how men should be. And then after we get done with the men, most likely next class, we're going to start on how the marriage is supposed to be. Because one thing we got to understand is the whole point of man existence is not only to be, serve the Lord, but also to bring forth life, right? To have a family, to have kids. Like the first, according to the scriptures, was the first law that was given. Go ahead. There you go. You know what I'm saying? It's right there in the Bible, in Genesis. Be fruitful and multiply. You understand what I'm saying? That's the first order of business. Be fruitful and multiply. So as a man, we supposed to be here to bring forth life too. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to be able to sustain that life, and we got to be able to, have that family and know how to build that family. And get your house in order, so that way you can get the nation in order. You can't go out and conquer the nation if you don't know how to be a man. All right. So we're gonna do Renewing the Spirit Part 4, where we talking about men and getting on the man. So that's what we're gonna be at next week, Lord willing. And just sisters, just understand that the whole conception of, the whole perception of, I only want to submit to a man if he's worth submitting to. Just that's a horrible lie you were told. That's a horrible lie. That's a horrible motto to live by, because the Lord didn't say submit to your man if he's worth submitting to. The Lord says submit to your husband as unto the Lord. It doesn't give there's no stipulations. It's just do it, like Nike. You understand what I'm saying? Just do it. Just submit to your man. And guess what, brothers? And guess what? If your man is out of order, bring him here. Bring them to the I.S.U.P.K. We'll sort them out. We make men here. You understand what I'm saying? We'll get them right. Don't sweat. Bring him to class and, have him in class and he going to get right. He going to learn how to be a man, but you still submit to that brother. Do what you're supposed to do as a righteous woman of the Lord. You understand? Get counsel. And, that's pretty much all that is to it. With that, did anybody have any other questions? Y'all good? No other questions on the lesson in general? Finances, anything? We good on that? Everybody understand? Go ahead, sis. And I want y'all to understand it's important. The reason why I brought out finances, because another thing too is we don't teach our people about economy. We don't like. It's a lot of stuff lacking in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. You know what I'm saying? And this is the home of truth. We're gonna teach the scriptures. We're gonna teach about being in the truth and how to serve the Lord. But we also need to learn how to sustain while we're serving the Lord. We also need to learn how to sustain in this economy, how to build wealth, how to get generational wealth, all of those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, sis.
Earlier in the class, I wasn't here yet, but I was watching it. You said single masculine mother.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I was thinking like a lesbian for some reason, but can you give a further breakdown of that, what that really means?
Okay, so a single masculine mother is basically what it is. It's this woman that feels that she has to fill the role of the man and the woman. Those type of women that when Father's Day roll around, they put themselves as the father too. Like I'm, happy Father's Day to me because he's not around. Those type of women. So not necessarily lesbian, but damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like to where she just like that testosterone is just flowing so heavily through her body, and she just feels like she had. But again, we have to blame the men. Now, I don't know the circumstance, like the context would determine the circumstances of why that man is not in the home. Usually it's because she don't want him in the home, but there are other circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Well, it may be his fault. Now, in the majority of the circumstances, we're going to go with the majority. In the majority of the circumstances, it's usually because she don't want him in the home. Either where it may be because he's too controlling or whatever the case may be. She'll do whatever she needs to do to get him kicked out the home, and therefore she's raising that child by herself. That's where that's where that breed comes from. Just too much testosterone, not enough estrogen. The thirst to want to be the man and the woman. It's a power trip. Don't want to accept authority. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of woman that I'm talking about. Not necessarily a lesbian, but could be, not limited to not being a lesbian. But most of the time they want a man, but they don't want that authority. So they just be like, you know what? I don't need a man, and that type. I seen another hand over here. You if you want to, go ahead.
With my ex, we used to clash a lot because she wanted to be the one in authority, and we ended up separating. And because of that, I'm a better father. That's the only reason I stuck around for so long. But now that she's married, this man that she's with is not necessarily stepping up to the plate, taking care of business the way that he's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the reasons, I gave her an example is I told her she's not lesbian, she's not homosexual at all whatsoever, but I said the problem is that you give off I can't even say that word, huh? I can't say that word.
You already said it.
Well, I can't. You give that type of energy,
right?
Of that butch woman with, she's
I
white.
think butch is safe.
She's a white woman, so I told her that butch woman with the mullet and the keys on her leash. That's the energy that you give off, and you don't realize it.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. And I'm only gonna defend this only because recently I've seen a very, very beautiful feminine woman with a mullet. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna that's the only reason why I'm gonna defend the mullet, because I seen a very beautiful feminine woman wearing a mullet. You know what I'm saying? And she looked very beautiful with it. I was like surprised because I didn't think I would like it. You know what I mean? But the way she was very nice looking, and she wore the hell out that mullet. Now, as far as like now with like, it's crazy, man. You know what, man? Our sisters are just lost, man. That's all. You just gotta chalk it up to them being lost. And a lot of times a trip to the doctor's office could help a lot of that. Get you some extra estrogen, and you know what I'm saying, and stop being, because and a lot of them women, you got to realize too, especially if they're trying to be transitioning or whatever you want to call it, they go out and take enhancements and testosterone and stuff, to just like the males do the same thing to become women and grow certain organs and stuff, you know what I mean, that women have. Like they go out and actually take pills and stuff like that, outside of course getting physical body enhancements and stuff like that. But it starts with the medication and stuff like that. So, a trip to the doctor's office, man, get off that other stuff and just, get the normal stuff in your body regulated like it's supposed to. That'll get rid of all of that, masculine energy. And two, you being a man, again, it falls on a man. A man, like there's no, like it's not in a woman's nature to rule over a man. That's not their nature. Most of the times, them type of women that act like that, or that want to be, like transition and stuff like that to be a man, obviously something that happened to them, in their childhood. Like I want to say at least 85%. It's a high percentage. Something that happened to them while they were children. That y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't really want to go into detail because that's going to lead into a whole nother conversation. But tragedy happened to them at a young age, and it caused them to hate men, but also hate themselves. That's why they, be like, they don't want to be themselves, and they hate men. So they try to become men to try to think that they can be a better man than what they think men should be. If that makes sense, because that's when you see it. That's why I don't take them serious. It's kind of different from a transitioning dude to try to transition to a woman. They hate men and women because they hate themselves clearly as a man. Then they hate women because they want to be a woman, but they like men. It's weird with that. But on the woman's side, you know what I'm saying? They hate men and they try to become what they feel a man should be because they hate men so much, or whatever man hurt them. You understand what I'm saying? That's like that it's and the only reason why I know this is because I actually talk to you. You have to like reach out and talk to them, communicate with. I talk most STUDs that I did met. You understand what I'm saying? It's because they hate men, and they was, the M word, when they was little. You understand what I'm saying, right? So they feel like, okay, well, men are so bad, they're horrible creatures. I can be a better man than men. So that's why they want to be men, if that makes sense. I know I said a lot. All of it is damn mental illness. You know what I mean? If you really just want to sum it all up, it's all mental illness. Okay. With that, make sure you pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. www.ISUPK144.com. Click the donation link. You can also visit www.ISUPK.com. It should redirect you to the new website. Go ahead and click the donation link. Pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. Tithes are very important in order to take care of the things that we need to take care of in this nation, to be able to feed the nation and be able to bring the truth to the nation. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the tithes go to. And just pay your damn tithes because that's what you're supposed to do. Give your tithes to Commander Junior Hanna. Give him all the tithes because he deserves it. You understand what I'm saying? He's out here leading the nation, and without him, we wouldn't know who we are as people. You understand what I'm saying? So just pay your tithes. That's what the Bible say. Just do it. With that, do we have the updated version yet? I've been asking for it for weeks. We don't. Well, I know this is not updated. I think that's the same old one. I guess. Well, I'm gonna pass the class. I'm gonna pass the class to Trooper Yakata's for the security announcements. So when it gets to the part where you're supposed to give the you got it? Okay, Most High in Christ. And appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in next week so that we can go ahead and finish the series up. And y'all gonna want to pay attention. Hold on, give me a second. Y'all gonna want to make sure y'all in class and pay attention for the next at least a couple of classes, because like I said, right now we're talking about how the men should be. We already talked about how the women should be, and then I'm gonna bring it full circle to how to be in a relationship and how to make the marriage work, because that's very important. How to sustain the marriage, how to make the marriage work. And that's what we need to do. So for all y'all tuning in, make sure y'all tuning in for the next couple classes. Hell, tune in every class, because that's how you're gonna be a better person in general. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the class over to Trooper Yakatazar for the security announcements.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months. It's 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'asharai. Right? Ma'asharai. 10th of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to treasury department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you will like, upcoming holy convocations. Memorial of blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Friday 15th, September 2023, Leviticus 23:24 through 25.
If anyone wants to be a trooper, read the part where it says, if anyone wants to be a trooper. It should be on now. Look at the bottom. If anyone
wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf.
This concludes the security announcement. With that, Imajim, which means to stand, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Rakatah, Yahamatah, Sar, which means turn. We're going to face the sisters. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atah Hashem Yahushua, Yahamatah, dismissed.